Hi, this is Mr. Lima, and I'm talking to explain the Heart Rate Lab, which is the challenge of the week for remote learning on May 1st for his students. It is also an opportunity to engage in something fun that could even give you a boost on selection of evidence cog skill if you decide to do the work. Now, do remember that your priority should still be working on power focus areas for science and other subjects that you still haven't finished. But if you decide you have the time or you want to do something fun on top of everything else, here it is. Now, the work that I want you guys to do is to actually go outside and find your resting heart rate. If you do not know how to do that, there's a link on the instructions that you can click on that will teach you how to do that. Now, record that resting heart rate on the data table and then exercise vigorously for 1 minute doing something like a jumping jack or running or a burpee, and then immediately take your heart rate again using the same method as before. Record that number on your trial 1 space of your data table. Then wait 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes to have your heart rate go back to normal. And then repeat the exercise and record the data on trial 2. And then do it again for trial 3. Remember to rest before you actually exercise again. Once you are done, calculate the average heart rate during exercise by doing trial 1 plus trial 2 plus trial 3, and then divide it by 3. That's essentially what you do to collect the data for the experiment. So a table like this could work as your data collection, right? Now, the reason I have extra rows is because if you want, you can also include data of your family members doing the same thing. And you can also change the type of exercise that you do. And then in the first column, you can say the first one was I was doing jumping jacks, and then I did it again, but I did burpees. So you can vary the kinds of things you do and collect even more data, and then have a final row where you average everyone or all the different types of exercise that you did. Now, I would like to say also that if you have one, you can use a heart rate monitor or a watch to actually measure your heart rate. But learning the skill of measuring your own heart rate with your own fingers is a really cool skill to learn. So if you don't know how to do that, try to learn it, and then maybe compare what you get with your heart rate watch. You can modify the table to include both if you want to. It's up to you. But that's something that you could do. And that is basically the experiment and the activity that I want from you guys. Now, how to turn this into a selection of evidence grade? Well, on the activity or exercise you're supposed to turn in, first you're supposed to make a claim. And the claim should be whether or exercise increase, decrease, or makes the heart rate stay the same, right? Then you can make some subclaims, which are also associated with heart rate's effects on the bodies. What does the heart rate do for the body? What is happening to your body when you exercise? And why should your heart beat faster when you exercise? Okay, so you made some claims and some subclaims. Then you go into the evidence. The evidence is where you actually earn the cog skill, all right? Now, the more evidence you include, the better. I put 3 over here, but you can do more than that, right? You can do your first experiment, then you can do another type of exercise or another person. You can even research online to get more information about it. The more evidence you include, the more likely it is for you to really support that claim and subclaims. So how am I going to score this? If your evidence is related to heart rate, it's on topic, you score a 2. Fairly easy to get that. If you score a 3, if you generally do a pretty good job at supporting at least your main claim, which shouldn't be too hard. You should be able to see very clearly in your evidence what's happening to the heart rate when you exercise. Make sure you mention your data if you're doing that. Now, if you do that for the claim and subclaim, including more information in your research or other types of trials that you did and more evidence, if you did do a general good job at explaining the subclaims with evidence, then you score a 4. Now, if you did a really, really good job at doing the subclaim and a so-so job at the main claim and a so-so job at the subclaims, that's how you get a 5. A 6 would be if you do a good job at both, right? So that's it for this week's challenge. Take advantage of it. Do the best you can. Hope you have fun with it. And don't do anything that will make you more proud.